Hello, my name is Jesus Aguilar, and today I'll be discussing the Republican Party, its historical evolution, and the political ideologies that shape it, and how those ideas connect to the American dream. The Republican Party was founded in 1854 by a coalition of anti slavery groups, including former Whigs and Free Soilers, who opposed the expansion of slavery into the Western territories. The party quickly rose to prominence in Abraham Lincoln's election in 1860, which ultimately led to the Civil War and the abolition of slavery. According to Lewis L. Gould in the Grand Old Party, A History of the Republicans, the early Republican Party was rooted in moral reform and national unity, emphasizing opposition to slavery and the preservation of the Union. From the beginning of the party reflected classical liberalism and emphasized individual liberty, equality under the law, and economic opportunity. These principles align with a Christian worldview that teaches all people are created with inherent dignity and value. However, the party did not remain static. As Timothy Stanley explains, the GOP has continuously adapted to social and political changes, shifting its priorities and voter base over time. During the late 19th century, the party became more closely associated with industrial growth, national identity, and economic expansion. Another important perspective comes from John J. Tewell, who highlights how early ideological debates, even controversial ones, helped shape the broader intellectual government surrounding the Republican Party's formation and identity. This shows that political parties are not built in isolation, but are influenced by competing ideas and cultural tensions. A major turning point came during the New Deal in the 1930s. As the federal government expanded its role, Republicans increasingly opposed what they saw as excessive government intervention. This shift helped define the modern conservatism, which emphasizes limited government, free markets, and individual responsibility. By the time of Ronald Reagan, conservatism had become central to Republican identity. Reagan famously stated, "Government is not the solution to our problem, government is the problem." Reagan, 1981. Reinforcing the belief that individuals and communities should take primary responsibility for their lives. From a Christian perspective, this connects to the idea of stewardship, personal responsibility. Biblical teachings emphasize accountability, hard work, and wise use of resources, which align with conservative values. In recent years, the Republican Party has also embraced elements of nationalism, emphasizing national identity, sovereignty, and border security. Political commentator Tucker Carlson captures this idea by stating, "A nation is more than an economy, it's a shared culture and identity." Carlson, 2021. This reflects a belief that a strong nation depends not only on economic success, but also on cultural unity. At the same time, the Republican Party has consistently opposed socialism, arguing that the excessive government control can limit individual freedom. Carlson also warns that when the government becomes too powerful, individual freedom is always at risk. Carlson, 2021. From a Christian worldview, this creates an important balance. While Christians are called to care for others, many conservatives believe that responsibility should primarily rest with individuals, families, communities, rather than with centralized government. When it comes to the American dream, the Republican Party generally defines it as the opportunity for individuals to succeed through hard work, discipline, and personal responsibility. This reflects the idea that people should have equal opportunity, but not necessarily equal outcomes. From both a political and Christian perspective, this aligns with biblical teachings on diligence, responsibility, and faithfulness. The emphasis is on using one's abilities wisely and taking initiative to build a better future. In conclusion, the Republican Party has evolved significantly since its founding in 1854. It began as a party rooted in classical liberalism and opposition to slavery, and over time developed into a modern conservative party, emphasizing limited government, free markets, and national identity. As scholars like Gould, Stanley, and Tewell show, the party has adapted to changing political and social conditions while maintaining core themes of freedom and responsibility. From a Christian perspective, many of these principles, such as human dignity, stewardship, and personal responsibility, help reinforce the party's broader vision of the American dream. Thank you for your time, and God bless you.